What's up, guys? How's it going? Welcome to my channel. It's Francis Undead. Tonight, I'd like to make my YouTube channel a little bit more philosophical. I'd like to address the issues regarding a vicious cycle as well as a virtuous cycle. A common example for a virtuous cycle, say maybe love. Say, first of all, you love someone, and that person loves you in return. It's an essential component of the link of chain of causality. Actions, reactions occur after a certain type of actions. Also, it complies with the Newton's first law, known as an object in motion stays in motion unless it's influenced by an external force. And for vicious cycle, you can the very first thing that comes to your mind might be the current real estate bubbles throughout the world, as the housing prices increase. It's like it feels like a cancer. The cancer cells, as soon as they begin to multiply, they indoctrinate the ordinary tissues into more cancer cells. So we can say the same thing. We can say the same to the contemporary housing crisis throughout the world. In Sydney, Australia, typically, where most it's now like almost the 90% of the new millennia, 90% of the new millennia generation, they can't afford buying a house on their own without having to depend on their parents for support, for the down payment for their first home, So that can be called a vicious cycle. And, it also applies, to human relations. It applies, to how you deal with people, how you can communicate with your, say, to your superiors at workplace or your subordinates at workplace as well. Once you cease to communicate with them effectively, you will lose their trust. So to your customers, if you happen to run a business like me or like anyone else who are running a business, you must have a solid and sound understanding on how a vicious cycle as well as a virtuous cycle work. You will as in daily conversations, in daily chores, in the daily circumstances or daily scenarios happen to you. So to summarize, a virtuous cycle makes and renders things better and better. It drives the direction of, it drives the direction through which events tend to develop. And a vicious cycle, it does things in the exactly opposite way. So it's pretty simple and straightforward. So please also do remember to to comply with the biblical teaching, especially the Proverbs. That's the part that I'm currently trying to study, and it does bring me a lot of joy, while I'm studying the Bible. Although now I don't have much, I don't have many opportunities to attend to local church events, since the air, in here in northern China is I still haven't managed to fully adapt it, to fully adapt to the outside environment, the people's environment, say the local cultures. I still haven't fully adapted to it. So so I'm still running a bit of scared and hesitant, timid. That's the force that's probably the force that always hinders me or impeding me from going out. But still, I'm still working on it, and yes, just in a couple of days, I will return to Guangzhou and film some more interesting stuffs. There's a products exhibition that's gonna take place in Guangzhou in about in like 3 days, and I will be catching a train, and I will be spending my night. I will be spending one night on the train with my old man. So I shall make full use of that, and thank you for watching until now, and God bless. Always stay tuned for my new video, as now I have decided to make new video at least daily, or to say the least, at least once per 2 days or once per 3 days. So I shall make sure it happens daily. So thank you again for watching. God bless. Cheers, and see you next time. Bye.